How's it going, homies and homiettes? You know who it is, yours truly, King of Charisma, Shaman, Swagger, Carter James, Vanillic Master, coming to you live from my beautiful place, North Hollywood, California, ready to bring you my review of my extraordinary friends, Larissa Vienna's incredible new EP, which came out today, Larissa Vienna's Strange Siren. Ever since it came out at midnight, on this very day, April 18th, 2015, I have been focused on giving it a listen as many times over so I can give a legitimate, awesome, and honest review of it. Larissa Vienna is indeed my friend, yes, but I want to give the most authentic and most realistic review I can based on everything I've heard so far. And wow, I tell you what, I am mesmerized, I am elated by it, and I am, in a few cases, quite blown away. But of course, there's always room for something more. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get started. 6 songs on this wonderful EP, Strange Siren, a very honest effort by the one and only Larissa Vienna. I, for one, have known her for 7 years, since 2008. So, since 2008, she has been living and rocking in the wonderful Denver music scene as a solo artist, then being in a band with me, a band called Bad, where I only lasted 7 months and she lasted the full time it was a band. And since that band broke up, she has consistently given more to her phenomenal craft being a solo artist. When you hear this phenomenal record, her phenomenal first-time real EP, the most genuine EP that she's done so far in her 7 years as a solo artist, it'll make you feel things that you probably will never feel again. Or maybe something that you probably have never felt before, and you might feel again. It's difficult for me to explain, but for instance, songs like Underwater, Surfacing, Ocean, Mermaid, California Man, and Baby, they all have some form of merit. The lyrical content is extraordinary. It is genuine, it is authentic, and, not surprisingly, intensely vulnerable. Larissa Vienna digs deep on this entire record. Songs about family members, about failed relationships she once had, about relapse, about coming back to the surface, regaining strength from times of distress and adversity, coming back to life, especially because you were so close to death. And thankfully, she nails every single concept to a slow crawl. Hits the nail right on the head each and every song. But once again, the tempos of the songs might go a little dreary to some people. Underwater and Surfacing are fantastic back-to-back songs. They both have great meanings. In the song Underwater, for example, she sings, as an opening line, "I try to walk away but you pull me under," followed by, "I try to say no but you're my favorite lover. Some days I stay afloat but it doesn't last. You reel me in before the line was cast." A song about relapse and how it's easier to stay in the comfortable rather than facing the difficulties of recovery, as Larissa Vienna has so candidly spoken about. Surfacing. When she sings, "I am surfacing and I'm not afraid of drowning." It's pretty interesting because even Larissa Vienna has admitted that she has an irrational fear of water. Surfacing is a really interesting song because not only does it start out with a very dark and very dingy bass line, but the entire song leads everything to the imagination, and Larissa Vienna said so herself that that might be a song for her to do a music video for. Of course, more on that later. Surfacing is one song that you definitely don't want to skip over. It was definitely a breakaway from songs like Underwater and Mermaid, songs that people are a little bit more familiar with, especially her fans. Ocean was a phenomenal rock ballad about a long-lost family member who keeps coming back to life and dying again. Someone I think I know quite well. Someone who I think Larissa knows who I'm talking about too. I hope I said that correctly. But the thing is, Ocean is a very honest and very in-your-face song about certain things in life that are unforgivable, things that cannot be forgotten, but still a love, sympathy, and compassion remains. That's what I got out of it anyway. Mermaid, the Strange Siren version, that is an absolute highlight. Everyone's familiar with Larissa Vienna's spooky pop version of Mermaid that included the music video a couple years back, but when she rock and rolled it, when Larissa Vienna put that song to pure Larissa Vienna spooky rock, she created her own mind personage and aura to it, which is going to make this song an instant Larissa Vienna classic, and only a staple for years to come. When that song sings about being a mermaid, you know that girl is a mermaid. She leaves nothing behind and pulls no punches. And that is one song that you should never ever skip over. California Man is also very special because her brother, Larissa Vienna's brother, Bryce Tolbert, makes a phenomenal vocal contribution to that song. I, for one, had a difficult time understanding the meaning behind California Man. I'm not too familiar with the message or the lyricism, but it was fantastic to hear Bryce's vocal strength and his talent shine through. Both Larissa Vienna and her brother have phenomenal musical talents, and to see those come together, and instead of colliding and clashing, they created a phenomenal structure of fury, fusion, and color. And one thing you should know for sure is there is nothing short of a breathtaking and extravagant aura when these two phenomenal siblings come together and create beautiful music. Baby. Now this was without a doubt the perfect way to end Larissa Vienna's EP. Baby is about a relationship she had with a guy who she and I know who it's about. But that song is completely truthful. It's completely out in the open. It's a song that legitimately gets everything out of the gate and leaves nothing behind. But of course, all of the songs that Larissa Vienna has on this EP are out-of-the-gate songs. This song is very emotionally naked, and it also has a more upbeat tempo and more powerful and hopefully radio-friendly aura about it. This is the song that I believe should be Larissa Vienna's next music video, personally, because a lot of Larissa Vienna's songs, they kind of have the same slow, subtle, and passionate tempo. This song comes in with a more intense, more single-worthy vibe. The other songs don't get me wrong, but this one really excited me because it really showed what Larissa Vienna can do if she ups the tempo a little bit. That's the one thing I think is missing on this entire EP, is the fact that the songs are all pretty much the same tempo, with the exception of Baby and Ocean. But the one thing about Ocean is that it's a more easygoing Larissa Vienna song that one could probably expect out of her, and the tempo that she predominantly uses for her music. Baby, however, really shows what she can do if she learns how to switch it up and be dynamic. The only thing that's missing on this entire EP is a little bit more of an up-tempo dynamic that Larissa Vienna should definitely be encouraged to experiment with in years to come. Baby's message is one that I really can dig, respect, and support, especially because of how amazing the lyrics in that song are. And the rock and roll instrumentation behind it really amplified and accommodated her message. So in closing, when it comes to the review, that is, this EP deserves, from the New Lick Master, from Carter James, an extravagant, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, an extraordinary, B+. And that will be only a staple of what you already hear from Larissa Vienna. I cannot wait for a full-length album. As both a fan and as a critic and as her friend, I am looking forward to seeing what Larissa Vienna is capable of for years to come. Her fiancé, by the way, did a fantastic job contributing his rhythm and his extreme drum talents to the record, along with all her friends, Nick Workman, Aaron Mendoza, everybody who contributed, the producers. If I forgot your name, I apologize. Great effort, and thank you for doing a great job putting everything into that record. I know that Larissa Vienna is extraordinarily grateful. So with that being said, I just want to say, please, please, please do yourselves a favor and give Larissa Vienna a listen. She's on every single website you can think of that promotes music. She's on YouTube, iTunes, Reverb Nation, you name it. Those 6 songs are definitely for people who are literate, people who are open-minded to new, exciting music, and her lyrics definitely are exciting. Her sound is very incredible. And of course, I think anybody who is fans of Paramore, Evanescence, Curly, or whatever, I'm pronouncing your name wrong, aren't I? Lord, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. I, for one, have called Larissa Vienna, if Karen O of the Yeah Yeah Yeahs and Hayley Williams from Paramore had amazing strap-on dildo sex that produced a phenomenal dildo sex love child, that it would be Larissa Vienna. You know, and the phenomenal essence, mind, personage, and aura of Larissa Vienna shines in every song. But of course, I would not call this an A+ EP. She hasn't gotten there yet, and that's okay. She is still young, 21 years young, and ready to take on the world. She has a long life and career ahead of her. And I know, for one, that this isn't going to be the best that Larissa Vienna will ever give. She has so much more to give, and there's so much discipline and creativity to be had with her. And when she works with the right people, and when she keeps popping out honest-to-God lyrics, you'll know that this is just only a staple of the extravagant that she is capable of. And when you hear her music, you'll definitely feel things you've never felt before. And for the past 7 years that I've known her, she definitely made me feel things I've ever felt before. All her music, her friendship, her classiness, her aura. She is a mermaid. She's been underwater, but she is surfacing. She knows the ocean, she knows California men, and she knew her baby. And I gotta hand it to Larissa Vienna, because when I've heard all those songs, especially when she talks about, about water and her irrational fear about it, and about the ocean and whatnot, her music makes me want to have sex with a lot of marine biologists. And I gotta say that's something I've ever felt before. And I want to thank Larissa Vienna personally for giving me that opportunity to feel that. And once again, Larissa, hi, if you're listening, thank you so much for taking the time to hear my review. B+, young lady. Just open, honest, and candid, because I know that you'd be the exact same way with me. And I don't want it to sound like I'm rambling on and on like how I typically do, because I know I can be repetitive at times. I just want to say with a clear conscience that, Miss Vienna, tell your amazing fiancé that he kicks ass and that he's Nillik to the max. Please tell Nick Workman, Aaron Mendoza, and everyone else who contributed to your record, Malira, everybody, that they did one hell of a job. And that I know that this is not the best you can put out with. The best is still to come. You're not even in your prime yet. But this was a phenomenal first-time effort. A real motherfucking effort that has extravagant merit. And I know that there are some classics on that EP. And more classics are on their way. And as a critic, I would say, learn how to experiment with your beats, with the tempos, so to speak. Learn how to create more incredible, upbeat, faster songs that are probably danceable, maybe even mosh-pitable, headbangable, and everything else in between. Because this record would definitely not be headbanger friendly, with the exception of Baby. But maybe that wasn't your intention. It seems to me as if the intention here was honesty, was to be emotionally naked, to have a phenomenal sense of intense vulnerability. And you know how to use those to your advantage. And it's wonderful that you have continued to show who and what you are to the world. Because you know that I know that who and what you are is the greatest thing you can contribute to the world, to the universe. Your music is without a doubt a gift. Extravagant gifts. And I'm looking forward to more of the gifts you give to the world. Thank you, my friend. Larissa Vienna. Stay Nilic, forever young and champions. Give Larissa Vienna's Strange Siren a listen. You will love this phenomenal EP. But once again, still more to come from the one and only, talented, extravagant, and vulnerable Larissa Vienna. Until that time, ask yourself one question and be honest. Can you feel it? With a bacon and shaking, baby, it's Nilic time!